Hey guys, and welcome back to the 4th episode of my game dev vlog. So, this week I made a ton of progress, both in the actual development in the game, as well as in my understanding of what exactly I should be spending my energies on. My last video, I touted the benefits of the game concept hype trailer, but soon after I posted that, I felt like I was kind of wasting my time not actually building my game. I realized that although a hype trailer is very important, what the next best step for me to actually gain the most traction in the shortest amount of time is to finally make an MVP, a minimum viable product. You see, I'm about to make a big change in my life. For the past 8 months, I've been helping my dad run his cigar shop in Providence, but we're about to sell it come June. My dad will be opening a new cigar shop over near where he lives, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get hours there to actually pay my rent. I might have to find a new job unrelated to cigars, worst case scenario, which means I'll be spending a lot less time working on my game again. However, since I have about 2 to 3 months till this all occurs, and my game is kind of at a point where it's almost minimally viable, I realized I could actually possibly start selling this game soon if I just do it intelligently. So that's where I had the idea to pour all of my time into making a minimum viable product and get it early access ready as soon as possible. So what is a minimum viable product? In short, a minimum viable product, or MVP, is when a product is the absolute minimum it has to be to actually start selling. For games, it essentially means that if you were to sell the game in that condition, people would enjoy it and be able to play through it, and not feel like they were ripped off in the process. Most early access games are essentially minimum viable products when they launch. An MVP is a bit different from a demo or a vertical slice, since selling a demo would be really lame, and a vertical slice is only a slice of the actual product. An MVP is when the game is done in all basic respects, but can still be expanded on even more, and anything after that would be considered bonus. So my plan is to make an MVP for my game, make a hype trailer for it to circulate through the web, as well as for press releases and such, and then put the game up at a pretty low price point on early access within the next couple of months, or before I essentially get laid off. The key is, I won't release it if it's not a viable product, which is the key word. If a game has a certain amount of features that are all codependent on the other features, you can't just make a few of them. You have to have all of the features made. Essentially, you're actually building the base game, and all content updated after that is free DLC. People go crazy for content when it comes to games, but what people don't realize right away is that content only expands the core experience that is already there. It merely stretches it and gets it more mileage. Minecraft is a great example of an MVP. When it first launched, it had far less content than it has now. It was mostly just the bare bones of breaking blocks, taking their resources, and building something relatively simple by combining them. Even though it was pretty simple, it was enough to keep people occupied for hours on end, if not days on end. Over the course of many years, mods and content expansions took it from its humble beginnings to being the most profitable indie game of all time. So for my minimum viable product, I plan to have all of the core features created, as well as a starter pack of the creatures in the game that you can build for and build with. The game is a platformer where you build a city for the creatures you discover, using their abilities to help build it. The core systems I need made for the early access build are platforming code, day-night cycle, the party system, placing and constructing buildings, electrical and water systems for buildings, all of the starter creatures' abilities for building and exploration, fueling the starter creatures, decorating the interior of their houses, discovering and placing artifacts in the city, the farming aspect, the workplace system, where you create workplaces for the creatures to work at, farming resources for you, the base combat system, and a ton of AI, and a save system that saves everything you create, and balancing all of these aspects through testing. Beyond that, I will also need to wrap the game up with the base story elements that really bring the whole thing together. This includes a great prologue that explains the whole story, an excellent intro sequence of the architect being delivered to the city, an overarching goal. I'm thinking of collecting a certain amount of creatures from each tribe, and having some kind of totem that shows you your progress. Cutscenes for each of the creatures' arcs, unique creature designs randomly generated for each member of each tribe, tons of dialogue for all of the creatures, randomly generated voiceover system, basic beautification of the game, and that hype trailer that I mentioned in the last video. Whew! So yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Thankfully though, almost all of the core systems are already created, and all of this, believe it or not, is the easy and fun stuff to work on. The difficult stuff in game design is knowing what you're building, knowing if it will be actually fun to play or not, and knowing your audience and market. Those are the things that are all pretty much taken care of already, and is the bulk of what I've been doing the past few months. And I'm actually pumped to finish this to-do list and make a minimum viable product that is commercially ready. Okay, so this video was a doozy, but now you all know where I'm at. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to follow my journey. I post a devlog every week. Until next time, guys.